Welcome to another installment of OG Marv Whispers. Today we're going to be whispering about these BT-1000s again. That's my favorite topic. Black trash 1000s. You know what they are. That's them women that don't do nothing that's worth a damn. They sit up and spend other people's money. Taxpayers mostly. But uh, hell, I guess in that case I'm paying twice. Shit, I'm a taxpayer and I contribute to my own kids. They don't see the money because the mothers think that's part of their income. They don't understand that I'm not giving them money. I'm not paying them. I'm trying to take care of my kids. I'm trying to support my children. I just feel like, at the end of the day, if a parent is contributing to a child's welfare, in my case, I don't mean welfare from the county. I mean welfare for me. I worked all my life. I made good money. I was lucky. I got good jobs. So consequently, now I'm 65. I can sit back and retire, and I'm doing good. Uh, as a matter of fact, I'm really good because this year it goes up. I'll be 66. That's when you can retire. That's the legal age to retire. In the United States. Why in the hell anybody want to work past that? Beats the hell out of me because I do see people running people that are older than me and still working. And my first question I ask is why? Shit, I worked all my goddamn life to get to this fucking point where I'm at right now. And why in the hell would I want to get up and go to somebody's little fucked up ass job and deal with a bunch of fucked up ass people I don't know? Or even some, like at AC Transit, we were like a family there. At the Coliseum, where I worked for the A's, same thing. We were like a family there. But I mean, I've had some jobs where we wasn't no goddamn family. Like, I ain't gonna never forget my first job when I was 16 or 17. I had the job. Oh no, maybe I was married, so I must have been 18. I had a little fucked up ass job uh, at Douglas Park, and I ain't gonna never forget it. Douglas Park is down on 14th and between Franklin and Broadway, And I was young, I was a kid, and I didn't know shit, and what employers and everybody else does, people that don't know shit, is take advantage of. And so this Mr. Douglas, that was who was owning that parking garage at the time, hired me to wash cars and park cars. So and basically, you go in when people come to work in the morning, lawyers and judges and shit like that, they park their cars there and walk down to wherever it is they or bus down. And I imagine now they probably Uber and what's that, Lyft. I imagine that's how they get down to the courthouse now. But back in those days, they didn't have all that shit, so they probably walk. And I'm parking cars, and then after everybody pretty much came to work, and the rush, morning rush is over. Um, Everybody else but me just to go hang out in the office. And I'm gonna tell you something, it's cold as hell out there. But well, that's gonna be another story. I'm not gonna do that story right now because I'm gonna talk about these black ass motherfucking mamas. They call themselves mamas. That when and I know there's not a whole lot of people in my position or situation where I'm 65 now. My minor children get paid as well as I do. What I'm objecting to is that the fact that the mothers and I only have two. Now I can only really speak on one because I can't intelligently speak on the other one because I don't know for a fact that this is what's going on still. Because one of my kids' moms got a, well, I'm not going to say because that particular mom was never lazy. She just, went through a spell like all of us do where, it's hard to find a job. Um, so I understood that. But, now that she's working, I feel like, the money that I'm sending to our daughter, her and I have a daughter, uh, I feel like she should be either, giving our daughter that money or giving her some portion of it and putting the rest of it in a bank account for our daughter and get an account that neither her nor I can take any money out of. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about that particular mother is this. Yeah, when I first asked her to do that, her response to me was I was bullying her. How the hell am I bullying you when I'm just asking you to put the money that I send to you for my child in an account for my child? Where's the bully in that? I don't see it, and I don't think you do either. I don't think she did either. Now the other mother, on the other hand, she just grasped. That Pepper don't want to get up off her ass and go get a motherfucking job to save her fucking life. So consequently, what she's doing right now is she's spending every goddamn dime that I'm sending over there to her for our two kids. Like I have a girl and a boy with her, and that's going to be another thing I want to talk about too. Is black women raising men. How the fuck you gonna raise a man? You don't know what the fuck it is to be a man. Explain that to me. I ain't trying to raise my daughter, not by myself. I don't know a goddamn thing about being a female. Okay, I don't know what a period feels like. I don't know what it's like to have postpartum depression. I don't know none of that. I can't teach that to my daughter because I don't know a fucking thing about it, and I'm not trying to. I ain't stupid enough to want to even go there. Nowadays, with these kids and all their problems they have, especially females, I don't even want to be in a position to be in no position of getting anything or of having anything happen to me or said about me that I can't prove. But you damn near nowadays have to walk around with a video recorder throughout the whole day and have it on playing so that you can prove to anybody that whatever is being said about you isn't true. But that's another story. I'll do that on another day. But my point is, and what got me riled up tonight was I saw a video on YouTube about a 12-year-old girl. 12. 12 goddamn years old. Pregnant. She's 7 or 8 months pregnant, sticking all out the whole 9 yards. And I know I was thinking to myself, where were her parents while she's fucking? Don't get me wrong. I understand you can't watch children 24/7. I know that. There's times they're going to be places that you don't know what the hell they're doing. Although my mother was pretty good at that shit. But anyway, that's another story. I didn't have that kind of time for that. But these kids do. And nowadays, parents, especially in our community, are a lot more lenient and liberal and what have you with that business. Nobody's, the first thing these kids do. And here we go back to this. I think I spoke about this before, that right to entitlement thing. But see, that's the basis for where these women that I'm talking about and the ones I'm talking about who take money that's intended for their children and use it for themselves, this is where that comes from, that right of entitlement. See, I'm an old school guy. I'm 65. I don't feel like I have a right to my children's money. If the children were living with me on a full-time basis, and that's going to be another story too I'm going to talk about. But anyway, if they were living with me on a full-time basis, I wouldn't, feel comfortable spending the money that their mother's sending me for them. Now, in the one mother's case, she's not working at all. She doesn't bring in one fucking dime in that house legitimately that I know about. If she's bringing if she is bringing any money, it would only be if she is bringing in any money. It would only be because of either A, selling drugs, which I don't know anything about. 2, selling pussy, which I don't know anything about. 3, selling stolen items, which I don't know anything about. So what I know about is she doesn't have a legitimate job. She doesn't have a legitimate check of any kind coming in other than the one that she gets that is grandfathering off of my Social Security. Key word here, my. It don't belong to her. It's for our kids. If the bitch had a fucking brain, she would understand that and get up off her ass and go get a fucking job. I don't get Social Security because I was a lazy motherfucker. I get Social Security because I worked. I got up off my ass when I was, 14, 15 years old. I think the Coliseum gave me a job. Forget that. I had a job when I was 11. I'm sorry. I forgot. I worked on 90th and East 14th. I grew up in Oakland. I worked on 90th and East 14th at a mobile station for a guy named Randy Dixon. And you know, I mean, when I walked, because what I did was I mean, my mother didn't believe in giving me money. She wouldn't give me money. You know how you guys are giving your kids money these days? My mother wouldn't do that. If I wanted money, I had to go out there and earn it. So, you know, I started off with a shoe shine box. I went to the boys club, made a shoe shine box, and you know, I think maybe my mom did give me a couple of pennies for some. You know, we are talking about the '60s here. So I think my mother did, you know, hand me a couple of, you know, some change, so I could buy some polish, some shoe shine brushes, some shine rags. You know, I think she did help me get started. I went to the boys club and made the shoe shine box. Me and my nephew. I grew up with my nephew, Johnny. And we both made these shoe shine boxes, and we went up on East. Now we lived on 86th Avenue, out in DB Zone, and we made those boxes, and we went up there on 85th and East 14th, and stood out there, and you know, and as guys walk by, we actually walk up to them, or as they pass by, we'd say, "Excuse me, sir, can I shine your shoes?" And so I went from doing that to actually going to I decided I wanted a job. I wanted to work somewhere. Now I wasn't even old enough to work nowhere, so really legally couldn't nobody hire me. But the point is, I still wanted to work because I wanted some money. I wanted to have some money because I like girls, even when I was a young guy. And girls cost money, even young, even little girls, they cost money. And so, uh, oh, that's another story too. I'm gonna have to remember to write this shit down when I get off here, so because I'm just came with all kinds of different ideas for different videos. But anyway, the point of the matter is, you know, I went up on East 14th and I shined shoes when I was, you know, I was 11 years old, 11, 12, something like that. Me and my nephew went and shined shoes. And then I got tired of shining shoes because that wasn't really bringing in enough money. You know, I might come home with 50, 60, 70 cents, you know, because you can only start about 10 cents, you know, shine. So what I decided to do was one Saturday I got up and after I did my chores, I couldn't do shit before I did my chores on Saturday, okay? Ain't no mistake, my mom didn't play that. So after I did my chores, I decided I was going to start at 86th and East 14th, and I was going to walk down to 73rd Avenue and then come work my way back to 100th. And I stopped in every business along that side of the sidewalk going towards San Leandro. And then as I got to 100, nobody hired me. And so I went across the street and I walked back the other way, back towards downtown Oakland. When I got to 90th and East 14th, and I was a little guy at 11 years old. I wasn't, you know, as tall as most 11-year-olds. I think I've seen some guys pumping gas. And I said, who is it? Is the owner in? And they said, yeah, he's right over there, little boy. And so, you know, he pointed me to the owner. And so I said, I asked him, what's his name? And they said, oh, it's Mr. Dixon. And so I went up to him and I walked up to him and I said, excuse me, sir. I said, Mr. Dixon. I said, I'm looking for a job. You got anything I could do? Mr. Dixon that was a mobile gas station back in the day. And Mr. Dixon looked down at me and he said, son, how old are you? I said, 11. He said, you know what? He said, you looking for a job at 11 years old? I said, yeah. I said, I need some money to spend. I got a girlfriend. Oh, that was my girlfriend at the time, man. So anyway, Mr. Dixon said, you know what? He said, if you big enough to ask me for a job, I'm going to be big enough to give it to you. He said, go over there and grab that broom and sweep this lot. So I did. I kept sweeping that lot until I was 17 years old. Mr. Dixon taught me a lot. They used to tease me because I liked I like big women. I like big dark women. And so, me being black and light skinned, of course, I'm gonna be attracted to the opposite. So yeah, so they used to give me fits. They used to almost sometimes almost have me want to cry and go home. But they was talking about me so bad. They wasn't really being mean about it, but me being a kid, how kids are, we're real conscious about what people think of us and how we're perceived. And so that being the case, I sometimes wanted to just leave there and go home and cry. Anyway, I didn't do that. I stayed with Miss Dixon until I got old enough going to service. And I went to service at 17. My point is, even as a kid, I still worked. And, 'cause I couldn't depend on nobody to give me money. I had to go make my own money. It wasn't about somebody taking care of me. It was about me taking care of me. These youngsters nowadays, and I'm calling 30, we're talking about somebody in their 30s, and this lady's 32, I'm sorry, 33, she'll be 34 this year. So, she's not exactly a kid anymore. For her to be still, sitting around her ass and being okay with sitting on her butt doing nothing and taking the $700 that I sent her, a month, I don't personally send it to her, but the people in Social Security are good enough to do that for me. The point is, for her to just be sitting there living off that money, spending the kids' money, because it's not her money. I'm not sending it to her. I'm not saying, here, Miss Lady, I don't want to use her name. I don't want to say, here, Miss Lady, here's some money for you. This is not what that money is for. I'm not giving her a goddamn thing because that bitch fucked me up. I'm not with her today because she went out there and did some fucked up shit. And that's another thing that I'm going to want to talk about. Because when you go out there and do irresponsible shit, nobody should have to pay for that but your motherfucking ass. We'll deal with that later. Anyway, that's my point. These BT-1000s are free to go out here, because now that since men have abused our power, we don't have no power no more. We don't really control our families anymore. And the government's figured out, hey, you know what? If that nigga do go back there and try to control his family, we're gonna lock his ass up and call it domestic violence. But that's all domestic violence is. It's a tool for the white man to use as a way of putting your ass in jail and keeping you down. Make it no mistake, white man is trying to keep us down. There's a whole lot more on the down low, so to speak, than it is, just out there like it used to be when I was a kid, for instance. But it's still racism exists, and white man is always looking for a way to get money out of you. You don't see us getting money out of him. We're not controlling anything. He does. So yeah, so they wrapped it up in a nice, neat little package and called it domestic violence. And now, if you touch that bitch, you're going to jail. Matter of fact, you can go to jail without even touching the bitch. Okay, that happened to me. I didn't throw a punch. I went to jail. I'm about to get off probation now behind that same old dumbass case because all because I really was trying to get my keys out of the place I thought that they weren't. Point is, I wasn't hitting the bitch, and then had no proof that I did. But at that time, nobody asked me shit, and I ended up going to jail for a month. And because they asked for 2 months, and so of course, if you behave yourself, you only have to do that. So me not being a criminal in the first motherfucker place, I only had to do that. So and that was another, right there behind what BT-1000. Because that bitch didn't even speak up to say he didn't hit me. It wasn't that. That bitch just sat there and let me go to jail. Anyway, my point is this. Anytime, these black women don't have sense enough to get up off their ass, and because we men have no more power to do what's going on, our community's fucked up right now. We don't have no leaders. We don't have no say. We have no power. We have no way to, other than what I'm doing now. This is the best way we can, hopefully get our point across to white America that we have to, because unfortunately, let me say this, unfortunately, human beings, and that goes for all of us, that don't have no motherfucking sense. If you go around doing shit, because I'm not advocating randomly beating the hell out of the bitch. That's not what I'm talking about. But I am advocating this. If a bitch is in a relationship with somebody, but yeah, she's out there fucking the next motherfucker, then the motherfucker that she owes and is in a committed relationship with, he should have a right to whoop that bitch's ass. I'm just going to put it out there like it is. That bitch needs her motherfucking ass whipped. She is the root of why our community is destroying itself. Because there's no direction. There's no leaders. Bitches just out here doing whatever the fuck they want, fucking who they want, doing what they want, and there's no fucking consequences. Not only is there no consequences, like me, I'm paying for the motherfucking shit. This bitch is still spending my fucking money. I didn't do a motherfucking thing to be in the situation that I found myself in. I didn't do shit. I was sitting at home taking care of the kids while this bitch was supposed to be working, but instead of her, well, she might have been doing some working, but yeah, working on that dick. Not mine, somebody else's. That kind of shit is the shit that needs to fucking stop in our community. Really, for real. These young ass bitches that think it's okay to lay down with this nigga, that. I'm gonna tell you another story. My son, I have a 3-year-old. The pregnancy that I went through with his mother was not fun for me, not at all. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think he was my child until the moment I seen him. Because you trust me, you know damn well I was at that hospital. I was there when he was born. I was standing right there looking right at her fucking BJJ. And until I seen his little head pop out that motherfucker, looking just like me, I didn't think he was. I really had my doubts as to whether or not he was my child, because this bitch was a hoe. I've been with her for a few years, but she still was a hoe throughout most of our relationship. And I know some of you that know me and see this is gonna say, Marvin got his just desserts, but no, I didn't. Because let me tell you something. Back when I was a hoe, because yeah, I was a hoe, but I was honest about it. I didn't come into a relationship telling bitches, "Oh yeah, honey, me and you ain't gonna be nobody else." I came into the relationship saying, "Look, I have to fuck other people. Are you gonna be okay with that?" Basically, I may not put it quite that bluntly, but I put it in a way that it was presentable. I wrapped it up nice and presentable and presented it. I didn't come into no relationship, promising promising that bitch, "Oh, you're gonna be the only one, honey." No, it was never that. Most people like me because, or didn't like me because of my honesty. I've always been kind of, prone to being honest and actually brutally honest because the reason I really did that too, because twofold. One, because I used to have to lie when I was a kid. I used to have to lie to keep my ass from getting whooped. My mother beat me about any and every motherfucking thing that I did wrong, or she thought I did wrong. So I used to have to tell her different stories. That was just to save my ass, even though I still got the whooping, but I didn't get it right then. Um, that was number one. And the other thing is that I smoke weed. Sometimes I can't remember shit. I have CRS. Can't remember shit. That comes from a lot of weed smoking, but that comes from being high and not remembering at the time. Because as I come down and my brain go back to whatever it normal is, that goes away. But the point is, so I don't lie to people. I don't tell a bunch of lies because I can't remember. So I don't want to be embarrassing myself by being a liar. So that kept me from doing it. But when a bitch sits up there and lies to you, because I had my kid's mother sat up there while she's working at San Francisco, and I guess she sensed it because I hadn't even said anything to her, but I guess she sensed that I was a little worried about what's going on. But when you've been with a person for a while, you can feel it. I tried to explain this to that bitch, and she didn't get it. But you can feel a motherfucking person if you're into them and you love them. You can feel their energy. And yeah, I could tell she was doing something. I didn't know exactly what. And then I was trying to trust her. What else really cracks me about, and this is just about women in general. I don't give a fuck what color they are. Why do women think that it's okay to go out there and show off and wear clothes that are risque, and where you can almost see it but you can't see it, that type of thing. Why do women think that men should be okay with that and should be all right with, they're something that they care about out there being put on display so other guys can approve or disapprove of it or shoot at it or whatever? Why do women think that it's okay to do that? Now you let me go out here with a motherfucking what's them pants that people wear to jog in and shit, where you can see the niggas nuts and dick and shit. But women don't want you to wear, don't want men to wear that. They don't want their man going out there showing his dick and balls to everybody. But they want to be okay with them going out there showing their tits and wearing pants that's so tight you can see their fucking pussy. Why do they think that's okay? It's not. I mean, I'll tell you right now, it's not. I was never okay with that, and I ain't gonna never be okay with that as long as I'm breathing. But anyway, that's some another color. I think I talked enough. Because boy, this is not enough. This is not a day to really talk about what these black ass BT-1000s do. BT, black trash. I know that from personal viewpoint. And bottom line is, fellas, if you're getting on Social Security, don't make that bitch the motherfucking payee. You can be the payee. That's another thing. People need to understand. When you get on Social Security, if you're a father, you have young children, or you're a mother and you have young children, and you're not the custodial parent or whatever, you don't have to give the payee rights to the custodial parent. Because once you do, it's a bitch to get it back. But that's what I'm going to have to eventually do. I'm either going to, get the ball rolling and get Social Security to change that fucking policy, because what Social Security is not seeming to understand. It's funny how they are. On the one hand, they're not the welfare, because it's not welfare public funds they're dispersing. It's your funds and your employer funds. So, but you don't have any say over what happens to it. I mean, you do, but you don't. I mean, like once you make a decision, because see, just like I'm with a lady named Mary now. Mary, I was talking to Mary about it, and Mary was saying, "Well, why did you do that?" And I said, "Because I thought I had to." She was like, "Well, what made you think that?" And I just thought, because I'm very acutely aware of being fair-minded, and I just thought maybe it's not fair, So in my, not in my ignorance of what you can and cannot do once you get on Social Security, I, automatically just assumed that, it should go to the mothers, but it should not have. I didn't have to, and I didn't know it. But and that's the thing. Now that I figured that out, if I'm going, I should be able to go down to Social Security and say, look, I didn't know that I could be the payee on these kids' account. Because see, I'm going to do the right thing with my kids' money. I have a conscience. I love my children. I'm not going to sit there and spend their money and have them come to me and say, Dad, what happened to my Social Security money that I'm supposed to be here? Oh, well, I would feel like a motherfucking low down, dirty ass fucking snake if I took and spent their money and then had no goddamn way of putting it back. That's my bitch for today. That's what I'm ranting about. That, these motherfucking BT-1000s are just out there doing the wrong goddamn thing. Sometimes freedom ain't all that good, and there's a reason why human beings have to be controlled. So next time we get a chance to talk, make sure you cross at the green light. Take care of yourselves and each other.